Top 5. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to Vlogtober. What better way to get into Vlogtober than to start it off with a story time? Oh my god, I'm really excited for Vlogtober and I really hope all of my girlies on YouTube are joining this amazing month, getting into Vlogtober and making sure to get your AdSense up. For anybody who doesn't know what Vlogtober is when you vlog every day in the month of October. I know it sounds very difficult, but trust me, once you get into it, try and get yourself into it because it'll teach you a lot about consistency. You don't have to upload every day in the month, but if you can just get a schedule where you upload 3 times a week, you will see the difference that will do for your AdSense. And by the way, in Vlogtober, it's very important to vlog every day because that is when the ads go up. Don't say I didn't tell y'all nothing. But anyway, what better way to start Vlogtober than telling you guys a story time? And I actually don't know why I didn't tell the story time. I think it's because I didn't remember it. Like a lot of things, you know, there was one of these guys that I met who actually said to me, Naledi, you have the memory of a goldfish. And I was like, that is actually so true. And the older I become, the more I read up on like how I have traits of, I don't want to say it out loud because I'm self-diagnosing myself. I should probably get to a doctor. But ADHD, where I'm very like, yeah, and don't remember much and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da and this, that, and the thing. But that's just a self-diagnosis. Who knows? I probably might be wrong. I probably am. But I decided to tell the story time and the caption is kind of sort of true, but I didn't know how else to caption the story. So to say I have a blesser to say I had a blesser is very far-fetched, but he could have potentially changed my life and my ex-boyfriend drove him away. Yes, I blame him, not myself. And you know what's funny? I still see this guy wherever I go. I see him at Konka, I see him wherever, and every time he sees him, he's like, Wena, you turned down the best life you could have potentially had. I would have taken you out the streets. I would have made you a wife. And guys, he really would have. Hey guys, that guy was living large. But anyway, okay, cool. So let me start the story at the beginning, okay? So essentially what led to me meeting this guy was that Drake was involved. When is Drake ever not involved? And you know what guys, I'm gonna need y'all, you know what, quick disclaimer guys, I was in a relationship for 5 years, and I say 5 even though he says 4, but who give a fuck what a nigga think, right? I say 5 because I was with him in like all of my 20s, all of my early 20s. So exactly what else do you want me to talk about? Just because I was a faithful black woman and a low whole tendency. Don't come here and tell me I'm always talking about one guy, is it in. Tag! How? But anyway, it was about Drake. Not too pleased that all my greatest story times involve Drake, but I guess, thanks sweetie. So I was dating Drake at this time and it was right after the big story on the popcorn room about, and anybody who doesn't know about it, it's about when the story came out that Drake was cheating with a particular woman, and essentially the rumor on the street is that the boyfriend kind of, you know, like fucked up Drake's avenues, like he's like, yeah, but let's high like financially. And you know, I never want to tell that story because that story actually, guys, it traumatizes me. Like I still can't bring myself to believe that Drake was cheating on me with this person, and I could feel that this Drake was cheating on me with this girl. But every time I asked him about her, he would definitely deny. And then I found out because he made some stupid story saying like, it's a business deal gone wrong, yada yada yada. Turns out that Drake, the guy of the girl that Drake was seeing, is a heavyweight, and he basically fucked Drake's life over. Yeah. So if you guys wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth, here it is. That's also what I had. Now in the midst of that story, there was also another one brewing for me. So fine, the rumors were spreading about Drake and this girl. And I could already tell because like I said in the other like story times, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but whilst I was dating Drake, he was seeing this girl. And whilst he was seeing this girl, I would get like ghost accounts that would tell me that Drake is with her, Drake is in the club, Drake is doing this, Drake is doing that. So Drake was actually moving pretty mad at that time. And it wasn't just her, you know, like he was just moving mad in general. And it was around the time that he had this best friend where they used to drive like the exact same cars. So he was just moving, like he was moving weird, you know, sharp. So I'm dating him at the time, and he's obviously cheating, ain't nothing new, same old shit. Then I think I got to a point where I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. I didn't like, I was still with him, but I definitely was kind of moving away from him. You know, I was doing my own thing. When boys were meeting me, I was giving them my phone number. You know, I was also living like a single woman, even though technically speaking, I don't know if I was single or not. I don't know actually what was happening. Fine. So one day, a friend of mine, and for story's sake, I'm gonna call her Mandy. Mandy, so there's two best friends of mine. One of them is Mandy, and the other one I'm gonna call her Prudence. Those are my girls. So Mandy and Prudence and I were like such good friends. And now there was a particular party that was infamous for happening every year, and it was an all-white party. So Mandy is also kind of built like me, and she is like widely like connected. All the bowling niggas want her. Like she's always got a nigga in her roster. Not to say that like she's a bad bitch, but like she's always got a nigga that's dying to be with her. Like I almost always can't believe how Mandy is always just happy, comfy, like, you know. So Mandy calls me and Prudence, right? She calls us one day, she's like, hey, there's a particular party coming up. This all-white party. And I'm like, aha, I'm in, say less. Prudence is also like, nah, I'm in, let's go. So hi, fine. It's around those times where Mandy was also telling me that she was hearing certain things about Drake, and she was basically warning me. And Drake didn't want me to be friends with Mandy because I think Drake knew at the time that Mandy knew his dealings, his doings, his shenanigans, and she had evidence to back it up, and that's why he didn't want me and Mandy to be friends. So I still kept to our friendship on the side, and I think around the time that I actually went out with them, it was when him and I had actually kind of sort of broken it off. We had broken up, like I think we had broken up, but yeah, I think we had broken up. Yeah. That particular thing, So Mandy calls me, she calls Prudence, she's like, guys, let's go to this party. I'm like, I bet, let's go. And it was actually close to my house. It was like close to my side of town. So Mandy and Prue were coming from the north, and we were going somewhere here, and they were supposed to sleep over at my house. I don't even know how it happened that they didn't sleep over. It was actually me, but we're not going to go into that. So we go to this party. Now, I get the whilst I'm broken up with Drake, I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things, I'm being exposed, I'm hearing about club shenanigans, I'm hearing about women. I'm like, I bet. He'll never know what hit him. We go to this party, I look good. It's hung along, it's out. Like I looked like a snack. Like if a man saw me, that man wanted to be with me. Abba? That's how good I looked. I was delectable, bro. So we get to the party. Now, I don't know where Drake is. I haven't spoken to him. We've blocked each other. Everything is just the way it should be. Sharp. Get to the party. As soon as I get to the party, Mandy has a group of male friends that we were going to sit with at the party, right? We walk in, we look for these male friends. As we're walking in, clever reps. Mandy's like, hey, Naledi. I'm like, what? I'm still looking good. I'm not even thinking. She's like, Drake is here. I'm like, now my heart starts beating fast because I was really young, and Drake had this thing over me where I even felt like even when we went together, I felt like I was cheating on him. And she's like, he is sitting with that other girl that he told you nothing's going on. I'm like, Angzwanga. And I only found this out years later that he was seeing that girl. But he lied and said, no, that girl came to his friend. Yo, guys. I'm a daughter. Nah. So where we're sitting, he's got direct line of sight at where I'm sitting. And the bottles that are popping where I'm sitting. Right? Now he's sitting there. It's Drake. it's Drake's friend Kanye, and then it's the baddies. And then this girl, she's like an old Instagram baddie back in the times of like football players and you know, things like that. She's like an old school baddie, old school type of things. So in a little to higher veil. So I see him and I make sure he sees that I see him. No, actually, no. I think I walked in, I clocked him. I was like, okay. Then one of his other friends saw me and said, shit, Drake, Naledi's here. And nobody goes to anybody's table for anything. Sharp. So then it hits me that, yeah, no. Drake has been moving mad for some time. So I get to the table with the friends and I sit with these male guys and I meet them, and then there was about 3 or 4 gents and there was 3 of us. These gents were expecting us only. How good am I looking? So good. The table starts. Guys, God did me a solid that day. One of the guys that's sitting there is a heavyweight. Heavy. I don't want to tell you guys what his nickname is because a lot of you guys, if I tell you his nickname, you guys don't know who he is. One of the guys that's sitting there is a heavyweight. We're sitting, I start ordering bottles. I think maybe like 12 bottles on the table. 12. I'm not kidding. 12. And then I was just cats, yeah, like it's you know the vibes. At that time, buying 12 was like, woo, like it was nothing to him. And guess what? So he talks to me, he's like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, my name is Naledi, but because music is loud and also I see Drake there at the back, I'm busy like, you know, whispering in his ear. No. You know, like I'm laughing, whatever. Drake is clocking me and I think yeah, but guys, if Drake's face didn't completely burst that day, I don't know what would have happened, because I think it's one thing for everybody in that room to see a woman and a man who are together sitting in separate spaces, right? And you can obviously see the man's doing what he's doing, but then the woman says, I bet, nigga, let's go. And I'm talking to him. Let's call him Moneymaker. I'm talking to Moneymaker. Throughout the night, you know, I'm drinking, I'm having a good time. Obviously, I'm in my feels, but you know, I'm composed. AKA said it himself. Composure, you know? Hi, man. The night goes through. Now I even forget I don't even know what happens. Yeah, I don't even know how it comes about that Drake and I ended up like together somehow that night. No, not go home together, but like at some point or the other he was outside. I don't know what was going on. Cool. Then I think one of Drake's friends pulls me aside, and I'm gonna call him Connect. Connect pulls me aside. And they're like, hey, how are you? I'm like, no, good. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, Naledi, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. What do you want? He's like, you know what you're doing? You're playing with fire, hey? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong, you know? And he's like, hey, bruh. You're causing a riff-raff over there because now your boy, ever since you walked in, he completely stopped focusing on his hand and now he's focused on you. Every little move, he's watching you. Going to the toilet, going up and down, doing this, like, he is watching you. And I'm like, well, I hope he enjoys the show. And then he's like, what are you doing with that guy? I'm like, which one? He's like, Moneymaker. I'm like, what about him? What do you mean? He's like, what's going on between you guys? How do you know him? I'm like, well, I came here with my friend Mandy, who knows Moneymaker, and he's like, yeah, but why is Moneymaker so into you? And I'm like, yeah, young funa, aibo. And he's like, Naledi, all I'm saying is that the situation right now is a bit tricky because we're going to cause a fight between the people. yeah. And I'm like, guys, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything with Moneymaker. Moneymaker, I met him this evening, and that's what's going on. Sharp. The night eventually comes to an end. I get super wasted. Oh my god. And then I go outside. Okay, so essentially how Drake ended up coming outside. is that I was peeing outside by the parking lot, right? Like I was trying to pee in between the cars, and then the cops came while I was trying to pee, and they obviously started getting like really mad. Like they were like, no, coming at me. So no, maybe I'm like, what did I do? You know, they want to arrest me because public indecency. Because me, I was trying to just, guys, the drive from where we were to my house was too long, and there is no garage, you know? There was no garage because this place is like in an open area. It's almost like, imagine like an F&B stadium. And now obviously it's late. We don't want to stop at a garage as women, right? And now my friend who was driving, Prudence actually wasn't drinking that night. So she was the driver, and she was like, hey, bruh, because I don't know your place that well. So I'm like, guys, I really need to pee. I can't hold it in, and I didn't want to walk back inside. So then the cops obviously started like obviously showcasing their manliness, and then somehow Drake came outside, and it became a riffraff because Drake was looking for me. No, actually no. Somebody went and told Drake, Naledi's outside and the cops wanna arrest her. And then obviously he came to my defense, and he left his little side piece chilling, because that's what happens when you're the man. Okay? Congratulations. Ngajabulisa ngoba imenchiki bangichitela live jive. But anyway, he came outside, and he obviously came to my defense, because obviously we were still very much in love with each other. And honestly, I just didn't want to get involved. Fine, they got me into the car. Obviously the cops didn't arrest me. It was a huge riffraff. Like, it was such an unnecessary riffraff. And also Drake is overly protective of me. He was overly protective of me. Okay, fine, my friends take me home. I was causing ruckus with my friends, and then they had to remind me the next day what happened. Okay, Shab. So the next day I wake up, hungover like shit. I'm like to my friends, hey guys, where did you end up? They were like, you were fighting us. I was like, what? They're like, dude, it was messed up. Like, you wanted to leave with Drake. You were very emotional. I was like, did you guys let me leave with Drake? They're like, no, we didn't. We obviously took you home, but you were definitely mad at us because you wanted to leave with Drake, and we said don't leave with him because he was publicly cheating on you. And I was like, nah, I still wanted to leave with him. That's when you know the gutter, bottom tier things. Fine. Once I'm going through my phone, Mandy reminds me, like, do you even remember what happened yesterday? And I'm like, yeah, I remember most of it up until this point. And she was like, hey, do you remember you and Moneymaker? I'm like, ah. She's like, dude, check your phone. I check my phone. Hi, Mom. I've got Moneymaker's number in the call log. I'm like, hey, Mom. And she's like, dog, my nigga, you are inside. I'm like, ah. Guys, side note, outside of Drake, I have never ever dated a man with money. And like, I know it's very hard to believe considering how beautiful I am. But I've really never dated a man with money. I've never, even now, I can actually say with my chest, even after Drake, I didn't really date men with money. Like, I don't know why. I think I don't attract men with money. I attract broke niggas. So when Moneymaker came into the picture, I was like, I want to let me take a look. I was happy. Like, I was just like, huh? She's like, dude, yeah, Moneymaker was telling me how much he likes you. He asked for your phone number. He buzzed you. He was checking on you. But then he obviously said he didn't want to get involved because Drake was obviously like kind of, you know, causing a ruckus. And I was like, alright, bet, cool. So fine, Moneymaker texts me the next day. Ooh. He texts me, he checks on me. I don't know, man, guys. You know, I'm like, oh no, thank you so much. And he's like, anything for you, gorgeous. I'm like, I like the sound of that. So fine. At some point or the other, I'm talking to Moneymaker, I'm getting to know him, but I'm obviously not over Drake at all, not even close. Moneymaker and I didn't sleep together or anything like that. He really pursued me, but I don't know what it was. Like, I actually never physically cheated on Drake. Like, no, I didn't. I don't know why. I should have, but I didn't want to. Honestly, I really didn't want to cheat on Drake. Even though, yes, sharp, the whole texting other niggas, yeah, probably I'm guilty for that. But physically, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I was still very much devoted to Drake. So anyway, I'm talking to Moneymaker, you know. he's asking me, how's your day? What are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm hungry. He's like, do you want me to buy you lunch? I'm like, no, it's fine. We talk for like a few days. And then Drake reaches out to me for something or the other. He probably asked to see me or something. I remember he reached out to me because I was too busy entertaining Moneymaker to be involved. So I think he reached out to me when he could see what, the love of my life is kind of finding her feet. Hey! So obviously I went back to Drake. He obviously explained himself, but he definitely lied his way through it. He was like, Naledi, if you're gonna believe everything that's out in the streets, then we can't be together. Like he gaslit me the whole time. He was like, dude, I love you and I want to be with you, but you can't keep believing everything that you hear in the streets. And I was just like, nah, you're right. That nigga's a man. That nigga lied his way through everything. The only thing he didn't lie about is the fact that he loved me. That's it. That's it. He's like, no, he gaslit me. I was also gaslit like a matchstick. Oh, boom. Took him back. But I didn't cut off Moneymaker. No, I didn't, because obviously I didn't trust Drake. So I took Drake back, but I still obviously spoke to Moneymaker on the side. I just changed his name. So I changed his name from Moneymaker to Tolofelo. You know, like I changed his name. I made it a girl's name. I even named him after one of my friends. And I said it's my friend's second number. I was not about to give up a blesser. Because first and foremost, Drake was the only kind of sort of blesser boyfriend I ever had. But if I knew that I had the option of having 2 over 1, that's a 2-for-1 deal, bro. And I only get to sleep with 1. Well, I could have slept with 2, but I actually didn't want to sleep with that one. So I changed his name on my phone and then I linked up with him. I think twice. Before the 3rd time where I got caught. Red-handed. Sus. So fine, take Drake back. We started working on things, but I think Drake could tell, like, Naledi doing some shady shit. And I was like, I ain't doing nothing. Why don't you trust me and shit? And I was deleting things. I want one thing about me. If there's anything Drake taught me, is how to be a good cheater. Because the thing is, he had my password and he had like access to my phone. So I always made sure at the end of the night, just clean up, stock taking, wait taking, recording, delete. I was even this close to getting a second phone because of Drake. So obviously, so I could continue my shenanigans, you know? Fine. I changed his number, we start talking, we link up. I think the first time we linked up, he came to my house. He came and we took a drive. No, the first time we linked up and he took me out for like a late lunch, early dinner. Yo guys, hey, me and Moneymaker could have been a thing. Whatever the case may be, I'm in like, not in love, because I was in love with Drake. Then the second time, he came to my house and I was telling him like, I'm so stressed out, work, this is what's going on, yada yada yada. He's like, no, send me your account number. Maybe I should book you a massage. And I was like, no, oh my god, because I actually wanted the money. I'm like, no, it's okay. He's like, no, send me your account number. So he drops me off eventually after driving me. He drives me to his house, you know. I think he was trying to get ass that day, but I was not having it. Oh, we actually went to his house to go drink. Got his house to go drink. He had a cute dog. You know, like I was just having the time of my life. You know, I really kind of sort of liked Moneymaker, you know, but I just couldn't let Drake go. I wasn't prepared to let Drake go, you know. We went to his house, you know, he gave me champagne, we chilled, we laughed, you know, I put my feet in the pool. Guys. And then when we got back home, he dropped me off. And then he was like, okay, babe, I'll talk to you. I was like, okay, bye. He didn't do anything. Like, he didn't want bombs or anything. No shame. He was actually a very respectful gent. He still is. Like, he's a horny gent like anybody else. But he wasn't like, hey, give me that ass, you know? As soon as I got into the house, guys, okay, fine. He sent me a young 3K. He was like, for your massage. I'm like, yes! Guys, Pella, you need to understand, I was still young that time. I was still driving the Mercedes Benz. I was still working at Licorice Inc. in Sunning Hill. So I was actually still earning pennies, you know, and my dad was also giving me like a stipend and an allowance, which was nothing. It wasn't much. So when I got that money, I was like, I was like, Drake who, you know? Send me money. He's like, you know what, whenever you need anything, call me. And I was like, okay. I even remember I sent him a picture of these sneakers and he's like, no, do you want to go and let's get them? But now the problem was, how was I going to explain to Drake that someone bought me Louis Vuitton sneakers? Because my dad wouldn't do that, and Drake knows that my dad wouldn't do that. And then where do I get the money for 10,000 Rand sneakers? So it was not going to happen. Like, he asked me on so many occasions, like, hey, let me get you this. Let me get you this. And I was like, yo, hi, rather give me the money, because how am I going to explain this to Drake? I wasn't going to be able to explain it to him, you know? But okay, fine, he sends me money. Okay, cool. Whenever he calls me, we talk, we laugh, we have a good time. And then after that, I met him quick after brief at a car wash. You know, we're chilling, we're having a good time. Like, I was his bully, he was my bae. Then that time of meet up behind the scenes, I don't even know what I was telling Drake at those times. I just wasn't answering my phone. And Drake would be so pissed. And I'd be like, checkmate. You know? Drake would be so pissed. I think the difference between Drake and I was that Drake, his side pieces knew he had a girlfriend. So he could answer my call in front of them. You know what I mean? Like, there was even one side chick of Drake's who actually texted me way after the breakup and was like, dude, even when your phone would ring, even when like your call would ring, he'd answer it in front of me. I'm like, Obo, sharp. This is the third incident that actually got me in trouble. Yeah, now, Drake and I, we are working really on getting back together. Whilst we're working back on getting back together, I'm still working on a relationship with Moneymaker. And I think the first thing I should have done was tell Moneymaker that I'm in a relationship so that him and I could be side pieces, because I think he would have been very accepting of that. But I just didn't want to move like that because I wasn't smart and mature enough to understand polyandry, okay? But I get it now. But I wouldn't do it now. Nah. Cool, so the one time Moneymaker calls me and he's like, hey, my friends and I are having a little chillers in this place in the east. No, not the east, like Tema, whatever. The east, like this side. Bedford View, he tells me, no, listen, pull through. No, pull through. I'll come have some drinks. They're at this particular hotel. It's a really shoddy hotel. He wasn't going there, but a friend of his had a tendency of booking at that particular hotel for the weekend for bums, you know. So it was kind of like a smash pad. Like, in certain weekends they'd go to that hotel and it would be a smash pad, right? So he doesn't tell me that until I get there, because I was like, yo, why you guys here, you know? So I'm driving to this hotel. I don't even call it a hotel, just call it a guest house, because it's an internationally recognized, but it's just very shoddy. And those who know what I'm talking about. They get to this hotel. Let me go mix another drink, because this actually gets super hex. It was like, okay, cool. So he invites me to this hotel and I get there and I'm just like, I have no business being here. But also at the time I was lying to Drake about where I was, because Drake was asking me, where are you, what are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm at home, I'm chilling. And he's like, And at the time, it was still the times where you could forward a location to someone without them realizing that it was forwarded, right? So when he asked me, hey, he was like, send me your location, I was like, boing, I'm at home, you know? But in actual fact, I was in Bedford View. Get to this very shoddy hotel. It's almost like little self-catering houses that have rooms. Get there, it's Moneymaker and it's 2 of his friends, and then it's, I think, 2 or 3 other women. So there were 6 of them when I got there. And now, when I walked in, fuck, I see this guy who knew about me and Drake. Because now you guys need to understand, Drake knows an older crowd of people. Like, he knows, like, you know, the big dogs, the ballers, but the older guys, like, the gents, dog, they all know each other, especially when they're all in these businesses and stuff. So one of those guys that was there had seen me on multiple occasions with Drake. And obviously I was Imeri, dog. So what the fuck am I doing here? At a smash pad. Yeah, guys, Bengati ngashona. I could have died in that moment. Fine, so I pull myself together and I walk in, and I think he did a double take. So he was drinking. When I walked in, I was like, I'm like, hi, Njani. I'm gonna call him Instigator. So I walk in, Moneymaker sitting with Instigator and the other friend who is completely irrelevant because he was so sweet. And then there were the three girls. I walk in, I greet everybody, we laugh, we chill, we drink. Drake is asking me where I am. I'm sending him a false location, obviously keeping it together. And that night actually goes pretty smooth, you know, considering that I could have been caught in that moment. You know, like he could have texted, sent a picture to the person, forwarded it, got it to Drake, and Drake would have definitely told me how much of a whore I was, because Drake had a bad habit of slut shaming me, especially when he was angry at me. Like, even if he found out I was sitting at another guy's table and drinking another guy's alcohol, he would slut shame me. Like, that's how vulgar he was. So fine, the night goes smooth. I go home, you know, I get a little piece of wing. Guys, I was this close to giving Moneymaker my bums. I was this close. And he still wants me now. I might actually just give him a chance, because that nigga could take care of me for life. For real. Fine. Let me actually text him. Let me see if he still loves me. Okay. Just texted him. I'll see if he'll respond. Let's see if I still got what it takes. So, fine. Night goes smoothly, and that's great. About a week. Guys, I swear to God, my life is a movie. About a week and a half later, the story on the popcorn room drops. No, even before that story drops, hey? Even before that story drops. He texted me back. Yeah! Guys, okay, let me just... Wait, we're inside. So, a week and a half goes by, and then I don't know what was going on, but I could tell Drake was under a lot of pressure, like stress, you know, like he was very fidgety, he was very finicky, like he was scared. Like he had gotten a call from one of his uncles, and I think I mentioned the uncle slash friend, but he acted like an uncle in a story time, and they all grew up together. That particular gent. That gent calls Drake, and I think we were together when that happened. That gent calls Drake and tells Drake on the phone. Drake answers it obviously on the side. We're driving. I don't know where we're going. I think we're actually going to his aunt or his grandmother's place in the east, because we were always together. He calls Drake and he starts telling Drake something that changes Drake's whole demeanor. Like he goes from, you know, I'm actually with my girl, we chilling, to fuck. Then after the call, he tells me, Ish, babe, this guy just called me, cousin, let's call him cousin. Cousin, kinfolk just called me, and he's telling me that I need to drive to Victoria. I'm like, what? Why? Why do you need to drive now to Victoria? And he's like, Ish, it's a business deal gone wrong. And he explains like, no, baby, you know, sometimes when you do work with these people, they always want more than what they can chew. He's making it seem like a bribery situation. He's making it seem like these guys want money on the side. So kinfolk is telling him, he's basically saying there's a business deal that he is doing, and kinfolk somewhere somehow has like the third man party, and it's a business deal kind of going sour because these people want more than what they can chew. So you guys obviously know how these business deals work. They're not always like clean, and every time you get something you kind of need to pay the piper. So he makes it seem like that. He's like, now they want me to pay the piper, but like I obviously got this honesty and whatever the case may be. Look, he was a hardworking guy. Like out of everything, I knew how hard he worked, you know, for his kids, for his family. Like he was definitely a devoted guy. So when he told me the story, I was like, okay. Now bear in mind, I heard the story about his thingies, you know, going haywire because of, no, I only heard it after. He tells me, he needs to go to Victoria, there's business deal gone wrong, yada yada yada, but I'm obviously side-eyeing him because I'm like, so I don't know if we made a U-turn that day and then he dropped me off, I think at his house or at my house. He drives to Victoria. Yeah, I remember because the call I got that day, the messages. Yo, one thing that nigga did, he slut shamed me to fucking back. So he goes to Victoria. I'm still very innocently chatting to Moneymaker. Things are good, things are great. Let me check if Moneymaker's texting me. I'm at home, I'm chatting to Moneymaker, I'm having a good time. Oh, I think, no, I think I was at his house. I don't remember where I was. But about an hour or two in, I get text. You slut, you fucking whore, you this, you that, I can't fucking believe you, you're a fucking bitch, you're this, get the fuck out of my life, you fucking slut. Guys, he's going off. I don't know what's going on. Guys, I'm laughing, but I was traumatized. And now imagine I'm experiencing all of that shit at 23, 24. A man is just calling me out of my name. He's calling me out of my name. You fucking slut, you whore, you just. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are you talking about? And he's like, I fucking know about you and Moneymaker. I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? So now obviously I start denying. I'm like, what do you know about me and Moneymaker? What are you talking about? What is going on, bro? I was like, yeah, you fucking bitch. When the fuck were you gonna tell me that you're cheating on me with Moneymaker? That time, dude, I didn't even take him back there, but I kind of took him back, but I didn't actually take him back. So I don't know what he was talking about. I was like, huh? And also, looking back on my relationship now, I am so grateful that I left when I did, because now even when I address things with people, I'm so calm. Like I literally compose myself when I talk to people now, because the trauma of someone constantly yelling at me, I think, is contributed because of him. He contributed to that. Now if someone yells at me, I automatically switch off. Like nothing. Like let's just fight. Like don't yell at me. Don't a lot of the trauma of people yelling at me and pushing me and barricading me and doing this and doing this and doing this is a result of me constantly being objected to a man who did that to me consistently. So fine, he's slut shaming, he's telling me, yeah, I know about you and Moneymaker. I try calling him, he's not picking up my calls. I try calling him, I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but nothing's going on between me and Moneymaker. I don't know what he knows, so I'm denying. I'm like, nothing's going on between me and Moneymaker. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I call Moneymaker. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? I'm like, dude, what is going on? I've got like my ex. I've got my ex-boyfriend calling me, telling me that I'm cheating on him with you. And then he's like to me, I see such a man. Like, what's going on? And for me to find out about Drake and that girl and him having cheated and the whole of Johannesburg finding out, I actually found out through Moneymaker. Moneymaker's like, no, let me actually tell you what happened. Your boyfriend, because he's like, are you still seeing him? I'm like, yeah, well, I was, because we've been together for a long time. He's like, okay. So there was a meeting where Drake was called. It was a group of men. So when Kinfolk called him, he called him because actually Drake was in hot water. They called Drake. They're like, come to this particular place because you are in trouble. Now, this is all from Moneymaker. Like, he's telling me the story because he was there. He's like, this meeting was actually set up because Drake had cheated on you with this particular woman. And now this particular woman is connected to a very prominent man, like I'm talking like government, I'm talking political, I'm talking a very prominent man. So Drake got the call to come because the prominent man was like, So Drake was actually like called to have a sit down to say, bro, you're playing in very dangerous, murky waters. And we have been instructed to sit you down and tell you to stop what you're doing with this honey. Nothing down. Hey, wait a mudimu. So the meeting, Zulu people know like this. It's called inqawulo. Now in English, it's called like a angazi, like how to explain it in English. Man, uqhlawula is to pay for a mistake that you've done. So that meeting was to say, Drake, you have made a mistake. You need to pay. This guy has instructed that either you pay, or you pay with the money, or you pay with your life. Which one is it? Guys, I'm not kidding, bro. This was actually my motherfucking life, and I can't believe I'm actually fucking telling the story now because I never actually thought I would tell the story. But it's connected with mine. That's why I just had to explain it, right? Story comes out that Drake was actually sleeping with this honey. Like, Drake was in love with this honey. Like, he was in love. He was doing everything for her, actually. Well, no, everything is a bit of a stretch, but he was definitely courting her in the ways that he courted me, but on a higher scale. Like, everything that Drake did for me, times it by 10, to the power of 10, he was doing for her while he's with me. Cool. And how they actually backed at him is because he had one specific car with one specific number plate that everybody in Johannesburg knew. So obviously when they were seen together or spotted together, they alerted, who then created the inqawulo session. Hi, how your friend gets involved while those meetings are being had. Guess who's at the fucking meeting? Instigator. Instigator is at the fucking meeting because Instigator is very, very good friends, even business partners with the people who were instructed to sit him down. These are very powerful people. They run Johannesburg, dude. Like if you are a powerful man or whatever happens, you're somewhere somehow running into these people, or you somehow get connected with them some way or the other. But they're also very dangerous. They are dangerous people. They are people who are very, very dangerous. So basically, what I'm trying to say is Isibaya is a real thing, and these people embody that motherfucking shit, okay? So Instigator is very good friends and business partners with those people. So he was at that meeting, that motherfucking fuck. Apparently, according to Moneymaker, he's like, Instigator said, and I'm gonna say it in Zulu because I don't know how to say it in English. Angeke uDrake ajeziswe. Umfazi wakhe angajezisi. Yo, guys, what the fuck, dog? What the fuck, you my nigga? Fuck you, my nigga. Respectfully, fuck you, dog. Yo, fuck. And then everyone was like, apparently in the meeting, like, what you talking about, kinfolk? And then even the kinfolk and apparently Drake were like, the fuck is this? That was a group of men, dog. Instigator was like, nah, fuck it. Just lay it out on the table. You know, it's so funny. I keep seeing Instigator, but Instigator actually ruined my marriage, my potential marriage. But then he did the right thing. He's like, no. Naledi is busy with a moneymaker. So that's where the messages come from. So they call Moneymaker to the stand. Guys, I can't believe you could say it, but because it's my life, there's nothing I can do. Yo, guys, ooh. They call Moneymaker to the stand. So Moneymaker's like, but to me, I must come to this place. I'm like, what? He put me there. Naledi, it's a cut. Yo, guys. Yo. Okay. I'm in court, bro. I'm caught. He then starts telling me, yeah, bitch. It's slut shaming me. He tells me, nah, what you caught you, found out about you, and Moneymaker, da 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 da. And then Moneymaker tells me, obviously they found out about me like this, and then obviously he had to pay, obviously, according to what the fuck they were doing. He had to pay, right? And according to the sources, he actually did. Or didn't, I don't know. But then Moneymaker was also supposed to pay. No, man, the baddie stocks are tanking. Moneymaker was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not paying for something I haven't tasted. That's some bullshit. What the fuck am I paying for? Naledi hasn't given up that. Because he literally said to me on the phone, he's like, I'm not going to pay for something I haven't tasted. Like, there's no fucking ways I'm paying for a woman I'm not sleeping with. So I don't know if he paid or not. I don't know. All I know is that he was like, nah, bro. Naledi, why am I getting, like, you know, why am I getting crucified for something that I haven't done? So I think it's best that you give me your bums so I can get crucified for something I've actually done. Yeah! I tell you, there's a certain thing I done. Ah! That was so, why am I turned on by that? Very interesting. Right. No, Zulu men have my heart, but like we kind of done with that like little era, but like not yet, not completely. So he was like, I ain't just certain thing I ain't a dog. Like, dog, I mean, come on. Me and this girl met up a few times, but she never gave me her bums, right? So I don't know if he ended up paying or not, but that's essentially, I think, how Drake found out and basically drove away my blesser. So you asked me, like, did you sleep with him? I was like, no, dude, I actually didn't sleep with him. Yeah, okay, sharp, fair. What they're telling you is facts. It's factual. Can't lie, I'm caught. I'm like, you know, I'm in the gutter. And you obviously hated me. You know what's strange? Is that he had motive, or he had footing to be angry at me because I hadn't known about the whole situation until Popcorn Room confirmed it. Like, a lot of people asked me, but I didn't know. Like, a lot of people told me, but I didn't know until months later. And you know what's funny? Quite a few girls had told me, and I guess he managed to lie his way through it with the credibility of discrediting the other women. That situation that day, for me to find out that it was the truth, was Moneymaker. I had known and heard inklings about it, but like he always found a way to lie through it. But because he had the credibility to say, you're gonna believe a man you just met, type of thing, you're gonna believe him, I was like, yeah. And yeah, guys, that's how my ex-boyfriend drove away my blesser. Well, he's not a blesser. He's actually a really nice guy. He just happens to be super fucking rich. Well, but yeah, guys, that is the story. There is a part 2, but I'm not sure if I want to tell it because there was so much that happened. But comment down below and let me know what you think. Welcome to Vlogtober. What a way to start the time. I'm really excited. I'm really hoping to be as committed as I know I'm normally not, but I told myself I'm going to be disciplined, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to really lose weight, I'm going to focus on myself, but most importantly, I'm going to give you guys content every day of October. So please make sure to support the girl and watch, because it would really do me a large favor. But other than that, comment down below, let me know what you thought. But until then, I will see you guys in my next Vlogtober video.